Spear keeps moving forward with a single goal in mind: to reunite with Fang, but the outside world shows no mercy. The dangers around him never let up, stalking him at every step and putting his very existence at risk, even now that he is dead. The episode begins exactly where we left off. The sun slowly rises over the horizon, and with it, light spreads across the cracked, parched land. Little by little, everything comes to life. A herd of antelope grazes peacefully, unaware of any danger. Nature seems calm and steady, the wind ripples through the grass, the sounds are soft and constant, even small rodents take advantage of the moment, feeding without fear. The land is harsh and unforgiving. Water is scarce, but just enough to keep alive the creatures that have learned how to survive there. For a brief moment, everything feels perfectly balanced until something changes. The antelope suddenly stop. From a distance, they sense a strange scent, something that doesn't belong. An unnatural presence, something that goes against the laws of nature. They can't see it yet, but they feel it. And their instincts are clear: run. They flee without looking back, certain that something dangerous is coming. That something is Spear. He walks in a straight line, never straying, not even for a moment. He shows no emotion, no hesitation. When a river cuts across his path, he doesn't stop. He simply keeps moving. His body sinks beneath the water as he continues walking along the riverbed. He doesn't need to breathe, and just like that, he reaches the opposite shore. As he moves forward, a sound shatters the silence. A deep roar, something that stirs buried memories in his mind. They're faint, fragmented, but one image manages to surface: Fang. He doesn't know exactly who or what Fang was, but the bond is still there, refusing to fade. Spear keeps walking for hours. The sun sets, the sky turns shades of orange, and night finally falls. The desert becomes even more dangerous, though he has no way of knowing it. No one warned him about what lurks when darkness takes over. Suddenly, the ground begins to move. From deep below, a massive sandworm bursts out of the earth. A monstrous creature, silent and deadly. Spear doesn't understand what he's facing, but something inside him awakens. A memory floods his mind, a blurred image of himself desperately running from a similar threat. Instinct takes over. Spear runs. He flees without thinking, but his escape is cut short when he falls into a thorn trap. The spikes pierce his body, stopping him in his tracks. The worm doesn't slow down. It lunges at him, trying to devour him, and both crash violently into the ground. For a moment, the creature seems to retreat. Spear thinks it's over, but he's wrong. The worm erupts again, this time attacking head-on, its jaws wide open. Spear struggles, fighting with everything he has, scratching, pushing, resisting. Against all odds, he manages to break free. But the beast has no intention of giving up. It grabs him again, wrapping its massive body around him and tightening its grip, squeezing until he's almost crushed. In one final, desperate act, Spear bites down with all his strength and manages to tear a chunk of flesh away. That single attack changes everything. In the distance, the sky begins to lighten. The sun slowly rises over the horizon. The creature, being nocturnal, cannot endure the light. Contact with the sun burns it, leaving it with no choice but to retreat. It sinks back into the depths of the earth, leaving Spear wounded, exhausted, but alive. Because of this, Spear manages to stand once more. He takes one step, then another. His body barely responds, but his purpose remains clear: keep moving forward, no matter the cost. Flies swarm around his head, drawn to what he has become, while the crushing heat of the desert seems determined to consume him. Still, he keeps walking. Suddenly, Spear stops. Before him appears a disturbing vision: an enormous, grotesque fly, an exaggerated reflection of the decay surrounding him. The sight triggers something in his mind. Then, in the distance, he sees someone approaching. It's Sips himself. His human self. An echo of his past walking straight toward him. The contrast is brutal. The man he was and the creature he is now stand face to face. The moment feels intimate, almost sacred. A reunion with himself. A reminder of what he once was, of what he lost, of the life he used to have. Then, drops begin to fall from the sky. At first they seem harmless, but they quickly become something else. The rain starts to burn the human version of Spear, consuming him in the same way he once died. He screams in silence as his body disintegrates. Spear, the undead, begins to burn as well. Flames slowly spread across his body, devouring his flesh until nothing remains but bone. And then everything fades away. It wasn't real, just a hallucination. In truth, it was nothing more than rain falling over the desert. Night takes hold of the land once again. In the distance, Spear watches a worm move through the area. This time he knows what he's dealing with. He doesn't fight, he doesn't run. Instead, he climbs to the top of a tree, choosing to avoid the confrontation and remain perfectly still until dawn. When the new day arrives, Spear climbs down. He scans his surroundings and then he hears it again. That same sound that has guided him from the beginning. A steady, familiar, almost hypnotic noise. The sound leads him to a mountain. There's no way around it. If he detours, he'll lose the only trail he has. So he has no choice. He must climb. The ascent takes him to a small cave that cuts straight through the mountain. When he emerges on the other side, Spear freezes. Before him, there is no desolation. There are structures, paths, corridors. It looks like an abandoned city. What Sepp's most unsettling is the silence. No one runs. No one reacts to his presence. No one tries to stop him. So true to his nature, Spear moves forward. He walks slowly through the corridors, fully focused on his goal. He stops in front of a cave where a beast resides. The sound he's been following all this time seems to come from within. For a brief moment, Spear feels hope. He believes he has finally found what he's been searching for. But when the creature steps out of the cave, the illusion shatters. It sits a lion. The animal circles him, assessing him. There's no curiosity, no hesitation, only hunger and aggression. The lion attacks and Spear responds without thinking. It's a fight for survival, pure and simple. The battle is short, brutal, and direct. Through sheer raw strength, Spear manages to overpower the lion and finally bring it down. For a moment, he seems safe. But the relief doesn't last. From different directions, more lions begin to appear, along with lionesses. They surround him. The threat is unmistakable. In that instant, a memory comes rushing back, the image of himself running, fully aware that some dangers cannot be fought. This is one of those moments. So just as he did with the worm before, Spear runs. He runs as fast as his body allows, but it isn't enough. The predators catch up to him and leap onto him. Even so, Spear manages to push forward a few more steps until the ground, unable to bear the combined weight, gives way. They all plunge into the void. Below them, there is water. For Spear, it's not a problem. He is dead yet alive. He doesn't need to breathe. The lions and lionesses, however, have nothing to hold on to and no way out. Slowly, they grow weaker. Their strength fades, and one by one, they drown. Spear presses on until he reaches a massive door. Everything about it suggests an exit. Without hesitation, he passes through it. As he does, he emerges onto the surface of the structure, and for the first time sees another door ahead, one that clearly leads outside. Freedom is close, or so it seems. His progress is cut short in a brutal way. The remaining beasts emerge from the shadows and block his path. There is no warning, no preliminary roars, just an attack. This time, the confrontation poses no real challenge for Spear. With overwhelming ferocity, he quickly brings down the lioness and the lion that stand in his way. His rage is so intense that the fight feels like a mere formality, almost a game. But he doesn't stop. He doesn't celebrate. He takes no pride in it. He only wants to get out. Spear moves forward a few more steps, and then the inevitable happens. More lions and lionesses emerge from every direction, completely surrounding him. The circle closes in. For the first time in a long while, Spear seems to have no escape. Then among them, something different steps forward. A presence that commands silence. The king of the pride. With steady steps and eyes burning with fury, the lion advances. He has seen several members of his pride fall and refuses to let the one responsible escape. The king roars, claiming vengeance with his own claws, and charges straight at Spear. The difference in strength is undeniable. The king's size, power, and ferocity surpass anything Spear has faced so far. Every blow forces him back. Every charge pushes him closer to defeat. In a desperate attempt to flee, Spear stumbles over something on the ground. It's a skeleton. Clutched among its bones is a weapon, a spear. The moment he touches its tip, a memory floods his mind. The desert, the roar, the call. Everything falls into place. Without another thought, Spear grips the weapon. For the first time, he doesn't run. He stands his ground. The final confrontation begins. A one-on-one duel. Spear and the Lion King face each other. No distractions, no interference, only strength, instinct, and survival. The fight is brutal and relentless. every second feeling final. But with one last surge of effort, Spear gains the upper hand. With a decisive strike, he ends the life of the King of the Pride. Silence consumes everything. That act is enough. The remaining lions and lionesses retreat. They have seen their leader fall. They know none of them stands a chance against the one who defeated their king. Spear is alone once again. Then, he hears it. A distant roar. It doesn't come from the lions. Without saying a word, Spear leaves everything behind, even the spear. His mission remains unchanged. He continues forward, determined to reunite with Fang. And just like that, the episode comes to an end.